smiling helps just make the day a little bit better. And I've learned so much from kids. I think the biggest lessons that I learned from kids maybe was yesterday. And you can learn anything if you put your mind to it. I was watching children, I was teaching them drums, boys and girls. I saw boys and girls learn tap and vocals as well, and now they're teaching the other kids. So we planted a seed that hopefully is going to grow, and it was a beautiful thing. So learning that no matter what age you can continue to learn things.
The thing I've learned from kids the most is there's no prejudice when you're first born, and children are friends with everyone, and prejudice is only something we learn, and it can be unlearned because we are not born with it. And
yeah.
So seeing that in children and in their friendships, that's really special.
I work with a lot of kids in New York City, and usually kids who live in underserved communities. And I had a wonderful student the last 2 summers named after a great jazz musician. His name is Charles Parker III. And when I first met Charles, he didn't want to open up at all. He had a hood over his head every day, arms folded across his chest. And by the end of the first 6 weeks of working with him, he was one of the strongest students in the class. And he said to me one day, he said, "You know something? People are tap dancing all the time and they don't even realize it." And it hit me like a wave of, and I said, wow, I never even saw it that way before.
Oh my goodness.
I learned a lot from Charles.
Oh.
Similar but different work in Chicago as far as working with kids who, some of whom are incarcerated, and they've been seen in a certain light, and to get to work with them as artists and get to work with them as creative people, you see a whole different side of them that they feel they're able to show elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I think the lesson I've learned from them is that if you see someone as potential, if you see a kid as potential, if you see a kid as beautiful, if you see a kid as creative, then they become that because you see that in them, and it makes them who they can be and want to be, instead of who everybody thinks they should or can be.